Don't feel like watching movies, so I'll watch people guess them instead. I don't know how it goes, I think it starts with your
Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the Valleycast. We have special guest JON COZART with us today.
Hey guys! Oh my gosh, an applause. The boys are together, y'all. Finally.
John, welcome to our dumb podcast. It's dumb, dude, and it's just the three of us and sometimes a guest. And I'm sure Joe has given you a rundown on.
No, I didn't. I didn't.
Oh,
prep
great.
John at
Okay.
All. Zero.
Well,
I don't know what we're doing.
Basically, we just we sit here and we shoot the shit, and we have topics, and we started to try to formulate a structure to try to bring the chaos into a nice, clean cube. And so what we've done is a chaos cube, which is my favorite thing they're looking for. It's my favorite Deus Ex Machina in the Avengers series.
I love that.
Fixes everything. Breaks and fixes everything.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But it's a real what is it? God in the machine. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But John, we've been trying to reach out to our Patreon audience to be like, hey, throw things at us to talk about on our podcasts, because we're in hell together. We're all in this weird hell that is the apocalypse, that is whatever you want to call this.
Apocalypse.
And apocalypse, yeah. And so we kind of we get lost for things to say that don't involve the current state of hell we're all in. And so we reach out to our audience, our awesome patrons over at patreon.com/Valleyfolk, and they have been throwing like topic suggestions at us. And so what we've been doing is we've just been randomly picking these topics and just kind of talking about them. And if we talk about 3 topics, that's rad. If we talk about 2 topics, fuck yeah. If we just talk about 1 topic for the whole fucking show, who gives a shit? We're going to have a great time.
If we don't even get to the topics, whatever. Let's start off with this. John, how the hell are you doing in this crazy 2020?
That's a great topic.
How's your life?
Oh man, and we can't talk about the pandemic.
Oh, we can't.
Don't even mention it. Don't even mention it.
But
no, you can talk about whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Talk about whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm so good. I just released my first video in 2 years, y'all. 2 years.
That long? It was that long. Holy crap.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
Yes. Yeah, so, that's a big deal. I feel good about that. Because, I came to LA and I was like, you know what? I'm going to be an adult about this and stop doing YouTube and start doing something legitimate.
Yeah.
And it never took off. It never worked.
Because what is legitimacy?
See, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know it's like I wanted to maybe do screenwriting, maybe be in some kind of actor, or comedy would be awesome, but
I don't think comedy.
Elliot.
I think you stay out. I think you stay, because what happened is life got funnier than any comedian can, I think, articulate better than how funny everything just is. So yeah, screenwriting or acting, I think, is the way to go.
I would say stay out if you didn't have the goods. I think JON COZART, and this isn't just me saying this because you're my friend and you're on our show and you're taking your time to grace us with your presence.
He's got the goods in. He's just churning them
Dude,
out.
you're a genius. You're very funny. You're very incredible. I know. I'm sorry if you're embarrassed. You don't have to react. You don't have to say anything. But I just want to say that you could do anything you want to do in this industry. Truly, it's just that the path there is different than what it used to be. And we heard about ways to like make it happen and just do things and manifest destiny and all of that, but it's such a different time now. And it just, true artistry and true genius is just kind of like on the sidelines while all this other factory made shit is just pouring out of the butthole that is the entertainment industry.
Man, that's so freaking true.
Yeah.
That's very true.
Although we'll probably talk about movies later, but we're in a renaissance time of good movies, like good indies. Good directors are coming out with their $30 million budget movies that are so good.
Agreed.
And I'm just eating that up. And also TikTok is like reinventing what it means to be an online creator in such a good way.
It's back to free
I'm
creation, right? Like you don't feel like pressure about it. You got this like dumb little thing on your phone. You're like, I can have fun with it, and I'm gonna post it, and nobody will care, and it like frees you up. It did it for me a little bit, for sure.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think we're living in a cool time to be a creative person.
I agree.
It's not so lumbering and tiresome, but it is hard to make money on. I will give you that.
Yeah. For sure.
I think it's just that like there's a. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say to John, you've always been kind of like what's the best way to describe it? You play hard to get when it comes to your creative on YouTube and stuff. You've always kind of taken these big gaps, and is that out of like you need to be super inspired to get something done? The grind doesn't really do it for you. Is it more you like to take very long periods of time to perfect a project? Like, what's kind of your process and your reasoning for that?
Hatred of the entire process. Is it hatred? Is it
it really is. I do hate. I have a lot of hatred in my heart. I think a lot of it is just like I have to find the motivation to want to do it. Because usually I'll play out the scenario in my head. Like with this Trump video I just released, I played it out in my head a million times of like once I upload this, it'll be whatever. It might make me feel this way or whatever. And usually I dismiss it because I'm like, that isn't actually what I want to be doing. Do I really want to make another parody of like some like musical theater thing about some topic that's timely? It's like that doesn't necessarily speak to me right now. But it's all of those things are in my wheelhouse. It's like what I'm interested in and capable of doing. So naturally, I don't want to do it.
Did you feel like
that's so relatable, dude? I relate to that very hard.
Did you feel like when you released this recent video, did you feel like you were almost like relapsing? Like, did you feel a little guilt? Like, oh man, I got to start all over to make these 2 years happen again? Or were you
fell off the wagon? I made more shit.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, or were you like? Because in my mind, if it was me, it's like the fewer videos you do, the more value each one has. But like, did you put a lot on, or are you putting a lot on this video as this like symbolic return to your YouTuber ways, or are you just like, there's a crazy I just did a thing?
It's a combo, man. Honestly, I didn't realize how long it's been since I made a video, but I looked at my channel. I was like, it's been 2 years.
That's healthy, John.
I was shocked.
It's healthy what you just said.
But
it is like, healthy. You're right.
Is it?
Yeah, because it means you're not obsessing over the last time you made a video, and it's not taking over your life. Like and I'm sure maybe in certain ways it has, but it seems like if you're truly like, wow, it's been 2 years since I've released a video, I think it means you took time to figure your shit out, and you went to do what you needed to do, and you did things for yourself, I think, and that's more important and good, I think.
Yeah. It is, honestly, it does feel like relapsing, and I'm sad about that.
That's all I wanted to know. Thank you.
That's all you.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening
John,
to the Valleycast. John, you were an awesome guest.
You made a mistake. All right, here we go.
We're just trying to get all of our YouTuber friends to come onto our podcast and admit.
Like in the first 10 minutes, right? You're miserable, right? You said, okay, there.
You're miserable, and you feel like making videos is relapsing into a bad addiction that is harmful for your body. Great, okay, yeah, we're all on the same page.
Hey, psych, John, welcome to You're Canceled YouTube edition. You're canceled. See you next time.
Yeah, man. But the thing is like, it works. It works, and you have an amazing audience, and we have amazing audiences, and we have people that like support us and are there for us when, even if we want to take a 2-year break or whatever, they'll be there. And I'm sure there's been an outpouring of people that are just like, holy shit, we missed you, we need you right now.
Yeah, it's so humbling because I just live up here in my own brain, so I'm not online all the time getting all this praise, thinking about how great my videos are. Usually I'm just putting myself down. And I don't know if that's me or every creative person, but I'm like, man, that shit I made 2 years ago, boring. Mm-hmm. I'm really ready to show people what I'm capable of and being the adult in the room making real comedy or whatever.
Yeah, but
and then I eventually right. And then I get to a point of such misery in trying to be this like legit creator that I just get to a point of like I have to make something, and then I make something like this and people love it, and I'm like, why didn't I do that the whole time? I should have just been making YouTube videos. I don't know why I'm doing
Are you wearing while you're saying this, are you wearing a Studio 71 sweatshirt?
Yeah, man,
that's awesome.
Well, that's the thing. I haven't made a video in 2 years, so I don't buy clothes. I don't have all this. I don't have money to just go.
My favorite sweater is has an Instagram TV logo on the.
Mm-hmm. That is such a comfortable sweater.
So
I
comfortable.
have that.
Yeah.
Dude, I wear things that studios give me, like this A24 shirt, or like the shirt that says like Bill and Ted, 3, like the stupid free shit.
My daughter is now at the age where like she's big enough that her and Heather, my wife's clothes, are like they get mixed up and they can just kind of share and go back and forth. I'm like waiting for the day I get to do that with Jackson and I don't have to buy myself clothes anymore.
That's very funny. You should just start doing it now and let the clothes slowly grow over time. But be very form-fitting.
I feel like we're kind of like naturally just talking about YouTube in general as kind of our topic, which is great, and I think that there's a lot to be said. Joe, you have something?
But because I could tell you're about to segue, maybe even to
I don't want to segue. I want to stay.
Well, yeah, and it's one of the questions from the patrons. But I wanted to ask. There's a point that John was making about. I think it's not. It's not beholden to just creators and stuff, but I think there's this. You get tired, and this could be somebody that's creative. This could be somebody that's a little bit more analytical. Like you could be good at a job. You could be a great accountant. You could be a great politician. You could be, anything under the sun. But at some point, you might just hit that wall, and you're like, I know I'm good at this, but I want to try something else, and I just don't want to gloss over the point of this isn't something that only creatives feel. I feel like it's a healthy thing that John's talking about. I am good at this, but I do want to explore these other avenues, and I want to challenge myself and hopefully not fail, but failure's good and you grow in all these other aspects of my life. And I think everybody listening, whether they're creatives or not, probably feel exactly what you're talking about, John.
So true. Honestly, did y'all see The Last Dance?
Mm-mm.
The Last Dance.
Are you serious?
Yes. Oh, Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
I keep being told I need to see it.
Yep.
Well,
I just
spoiler
assumed
alert,
it was
he
a
gets
19...
into baseball.
I thought you were talking. Yeah.
Damn it! I heard that's the big twist.
Yeah.
It really is if you think about it. That's some M. Night shit.
It really is. It's like so shocking. But Michael Jordan, I mean, the whole documentary is about how great he is. Like literally how much better he is than every other like person to ever play the game.
Yeah.
And then he quits to play baseball just because he liked baseball as a kid.
Who can't relate?
And Michael Jordan.
Relate?
Exactly. It's the most relatable thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding? Because I actually mean it.
No, for sure.
No,
because
I 100% think it was incredibly. Because in my mind, I'm always like, I could always go be an archaeologist. Like it's some kind of off the left field thing. But I'm like, well, maybe I can do some work there.
It's hard for like someone like Michael Jordan, obviously, and in a big way. And it's hard for, our little corners of the entertainment world as well, because we start off doing a thing and people really like it, and then they know us for that, and then we do that for years and years and years and years and years, and then we're like, oh, this is killing me from the inside. Like it's not doing anything for me in like a stimulating way. And so it's like, what can I do? What needs to happen? And sometimes you gotta like, change gears, or maybe you modify the thing that you're doing.
How do you rearrange the putty of the soul?
Exactly. How do you play the Jenga of the soul without toppling over the whole thing?
My God. My God.
Yeah. Go ahead, put it on a t-shirt. It's fine.
If a studio puts it on a t-shirt, you'll wear it.
Yes, I will. Send it to me.
If it's free.
Also, I think there's a benefit in if you start out being fairly transparent about things with the audience, then it's less pressure to in moments like this. Like I think there's a lot of creators who wouldn't feel comfortable having this conversation in any kind of public way, and the fact that we have people who are like, we get it, and it's a very like refreshing situation.
it's important to have people hear that. I think if we're gonna be an influence on so many people and on our audiences, and for some people that's many thousands to millions of people, there's kind of like it's a bonus to be real when you can, because then it's like it shows people that like, well, you know, I mean, even though we have the knobs turned up a little bit more on some things that not everybody else has, we still get anxiety and we still feel stuck when we're doing the same thing over and over and over again, just like anybody else does. It's important for people to see creatives go through that, I think.
Yeah. There's also like avenues to express these feelings. Like I'm on your podcast right now, so we can be real in this scenario. But I'm not going to upload a video where the only reason I'm doing it is to be like, guys, I'm depressed. I'm not going to make any more videos for 2 years because I feel like you don't have taste, and that's why you like me. It's like, why would I do that? Why would I do that? But here, I feel like if people really care about my opinion, they might find this podcast and really listen to it and get something out of it. And it's just a different channel.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know?
Awareness.
And it satisfies a need in you to want to open up that part of your life where you feel like, well, I created this obligation to continue creating until I die, essentially. And it's important.
That's in the YouTube contract, and nobody reads it, but it's,
nobody talks about it.
You have to read the fine print, but nobody does.
That's why we don't see Zay Frank anymore. But I'll tell you this.
He's right. He's not wrong. He's right.
I feel like
he's right.
I think you owe it to yourself if you've created this obligation in this responsibility to kind of like release at least small pockets of like real, you know. Otherwise, you just get stuck, and that's destructive, and it's almost like a stunted. It's stunting your happiness and stunting your mental health in a big way.
I think YouTubers need multiple things. Like multiple things to do.
A camera,
not just YouTube.
a computer for editing.
No, like Steve, you're an actor. You're a good actor, and you do a lot of acting.
You sweet angel.
Right? You're also a musician, and you sing and do that. Elliot, you're a comedian. You literally get in front of people and do an hour-long stand-up special. That's legit. That's something else.
Those days? That was cool.
And Joe, you're like a super producer. You produce other people's stuff and yourself, you know?
I thought you were going to go, and you're here, Joe. So thank you.
Joe, by the way.
Joe, you're a father.
You are married. You're a father.
You made children. You did your job as a human.
The hardest job in the world.
Right.
It's not hard. You don't have to. You can just leave. So, how did? All right. So to go back to turning it into like a small interview, which I know is annoying sometimes. How did you stumble into it? I'm sure you've told the story before, but you're a little younger. But I feel like you kind of got to see YouTube 1.0. Did you have an ambition, like I want to be a YouTuber, and then you made that choice, or you're just like, I got these ideas and this is a place to put them, and then you happen to stumble into a little bit of notoriety because your art is so kick-ass?
Yeah, I mean, I was making videos. I had a VHS camcorder as a kid that was like legit VHS. Wow. And I would like shoot like scooter videos, razor scooter videos with my brother. And I was obsessed with like Legos and claymation. Those were the first videos I ever made, were all like Lego claymations and music videos. So and I would make like, instead of making like writing a paper or a book report, I would make a video for the class and then screen it. And that was just what I did for fun. I didn't even think about it being like a career. It was just cool. And then from there, it's like the notion of a YouTuber came out. Like Barretts and Barretto was like a huge influence, because that is 1.0 YouTube. And like other YouTubers from the way heyday.
Who?
Hang on, I'm Googling them right now.
You heard him. I made paint. You heard it. You heard it. I get all the paint's revenue moving forward.
You made paint.
Yeah. Wikipedia says just another white comedy duo. Got it.
Yeah, that's what it says. That's the Wikipedia. I see that. It's the Wikipedia. Yeah.
Golly. Anyways, yeah, that's what it's not an exceptional story. That's the whole story. And then I eventually found a music videos, parodies, fandom, like that's stuff I'm naturally interested in. I'm like a big corny white guy, so I do a cappella because I can't play instruments. And that's basically how the whole thing came about. And then the perfectionism and all of that, like self-criticism, that was just part of me from the day one. Mm-hmm. So that came baked into the recipe.
Yeah, you've hated yourself. You get dibs on hating yourself from day one, for sure. Yeah. I don't know that I've ever, truly, dude, I've never met an iteration of you that, and it's one of the reasons I love you very much, is one of the first moments I met you, I was like, oh yeah, no, I get it. You know, self-hatred sees self-hatred. And I was like, this guy, yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly relatable for a lot of people. Yeah. Because it's hard to be a person and like yourself. Yeah. Because people are so fallible and ugly.
Yeah.
Especially in the morning.
Yeah.
And gross.
Yeah.
And mean. Yeah. Sometimes mean.
Oh my gosh, I hate being mean, but I'm so mean.
Dude,
I'm such a bitch.
Right? I know.
I think it's necessary in a lot of ways. I think it builds, it's part of why you're so uniquely you.
Dude. Yeah, you are a mean bitch because I told you this when we were filming movie game. What you did hosting the streamies was next level, legit stand-up comedian, awesome writing. Get ready for this, Bo Burnham level YouTuber making the
you ever heard that
next
comparison,
step
John?
type of shit.
I haven't, and I'm flattered. There was
so
like a
good.
comment. This is the comment that will haunt me forever. But in the comment section, it was like, he's like Bo Burnham meets John Mulaney. And I was like, that's so nice. And then I looked at all the replies, and it's like, but not as funny as either of them. And then I was like, okay, well, why? All right, I'm gonna do it.
All of those replies were Jon Cozart replying to himself.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I don't know. Stand-up is so hard. I don't know how you did that, Elliot. To be honest with you, it's the worst thing that I've done probably in my life. That's like getting up in front of people.
Theoretically, I have a show right now in Washington, D.C. in December, and I'm nervous to cancel it because I feel like that's rude. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want to do that for a billion reasons. Yeah. One of which is this situation that we're in. But yeah, man, it feels like a distant memory at this point. It feels like I feel the same way. I'm like, that's cool that he did that, and I don't. God bless him.
That's so
I
funny.
just would never be able to not revise all these jokes that I'm like, this is my 5 minutes or whatever. I would be looking at them before the set and be like, I can't tell any of these. These are all awful. I don't think this crowd's gonna like, I don't even know. Like, and then you're studying all the other comedians before they go up, going like, okay, how's this audience? Are they laughing at stupid shit or are they laughing at smart shit? Well, now I gotta change my whole fucking set because it's all stupid shit, essentially. And it's like, I have no brain for that. My brain does not compute that.
Like, wouldn't it be easier if we were geniuses like Bo Burnham, and at 16 we have a stand-up special of, like, musical comedy? At 16, we have, the knowledge and taste to be able to perform that. It'd be so much easier if we were geniuses. Yeah. But instead we got to do it the hard way.
But you know what's interesting?
Barely capable.
He's not.
Me and my friend. Go ahead.
You always say he's not doing it right now either. Like he quit immediately.
But
he's also just being like, fuck, I don't want to do any of that stuff anymore. We're all the same.
Yeah, we are.
I don't know, man. It's so sad that there's so many geniuses, and you're just like, I could just reach out and get a little bit of that genius. I'd be so much happier. And it's like, I feel like I'm just right behind the people that are behind the geniuses that I love so much. And I just feel like I'm so close, and I know I can do it, but there's something in me.
Steve's talking about Steven Crowder. He is a
right. Yeah.
The problem.
Go ahead.
The problem with what you're talking about, Steve, is that the Venn diagram that you're trying to create, the things are so far away. You've got a big old circle of genius over here, and the happiness circle is about 17 miles away. It's just not, they don't cross very often. It's usually genius with a little bit of melancholy, but a lot of bit of melancholy.
A lot of Asperger's, if you.
So like, then how do you change? Like, how do you start? So now that we're like becoming self-aware and we're learning that like geniuses suffer, and I mean, it's not new, but to a lot of people,
unless
like,
you're Dave Grohl, then
I feel
you're
like
just a happy genius.
I mean, yeah, I guess that could be true. Yeah, or Will Smith. Will Smith's another happy genius, I feel like.
Yeah, he's awesome.
But and he's an incredible human. But you know, I feel like when Robin Williams passed away, that sent massive shockwaves to the generation of kids that grew up with Robin Williams as a hero and as a beacon of light and joy and happiness and comedy and all the good things that we love in the world. And then it's like, psych, he was incredibly sick and unhappy, and then he committed suicide. And that's like, what? That's a massively horrible thing, and it happens to a lot of really incredible people. It happens to the people we grew up loving and idolizing. What needs to change? Like, I think talking about mental illness and talking about mental health and being open about those things helps a lot, and I think we're making good progress there as far as like when we look back like 10-20 years ago. But like, how do we, because we know that geniuses are unhappy. Like, how do we make geniuses happy? How do we fix that?
Hit him with a hammer. It's like right on the head.
It's in there. Yeah.
What if everyone has a little bit of genius in them, and it is their desire to be constantly happy that prevents them? I don't know. Throwing out an idea. I had a little weed before we started recording.
This guy watched Whiplash, and he's really internalized.
Let me just sum it up. Have you guys seen Whiplash?
Honestly, I would expect Elliot to just randomly come out of nowhere and be like, dude, I just watched Whiplash for the first time.
Listen.
And I'm on this whole Whiplash thing.
What if he picked up a drumstick and was like,
Not my tempo.
guys,
Yeah.
career shift.
I beat that kid in acting when I was in high school in Florida in a competition.
Whoa, what?
And then our careers went different
Was it forensics?
directions. Huh?
Like, you beat the hell
What was
out
it?
of him?
Speech and debate or what?
Thespians, the International Thespian
Thespian
Society.
Festival.
John Cozart. Yeah, and my
I
sketch,
did that.
Bet you
Connection!
did. Bet
Connection!
you did.
What? Wait,
But did you
is this
win state? Because
Did
I
you
beat
win
Miles
state, Elliot?
Teller, and then Miles Teller is a better,
What was your-
gooder person and actor, and I can't remember what year or what I did. But yeah, no,
What event? Do you know the event?
It was the
Was it
International
a solo
Thespian Society. Oh no, it
God.
was sketch. I did or no, not sketch. Scene
Monologue?
Scene. It was scene.
Oh,
It was scene.
got it.
Wait, hang on a second here.
Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead.
We just opened up a treasure chest of Elliot memories that we've never heard of somehow after years and years and years of doing endless talking about our lives.
You guys never bring up Whiplash, and so
You guys need to now talk about this
Yeah.
right now.
What
What
did you
the
do for
hell
Thespian?
is it? What?
Thespians
You're
is like
thespians?
an acting. It's like a thespian is like an acting club that runs the.
It's speech and debate, but for acting.
Like,
Sort of. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like competition.
Yeah.
It's like there's a statewide competition, and then all these actors from various high schools come together. They compete in different events, and then I don't know how they did it in Florida, but in Texas, we all performed in front of like massive amounts of high schoolers, like thousands of kids would come and watch,
like 3,000.
and it was like,
And you were all
very high
rock.
stakes.
You were all rock stars. I know exactly what world you're talking about.
100%
I'm
rock
still
stars.
riding the ego high, and that explains
of being
everything.
the kid from Whiplash. What's his name? Miles Teller? Is that his name?
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
Miles Teller. Yeah, we had to do a thing where at the beginning of the ceremony, it was like the weekend that not Discovery, but the Columbus, but whichever one it was in like the early 2000s, the shuttle that like
Challenger?
Is that what it was? The Challenger.
Oh, that's it.
They made
yeah.
us do. My buddy, who I still know, who I did the scene with.
Sorry,
from high
Challenger was
school.
way earlier. I'm sorry.
Oh, I don't.
You're
remember,
talking
I don't
a
remember.
different
There's a
one.
documentary on the one in the 80s.
Yep.
It's incredible right now.
Yes.
But
That's a
it was
challenge.
Discovery. I don't remember what it was. But they made us do like a tribute to it where we did like a pantomime thing and had to like lip sync to a Dolly Parton song to like honor the shuttle. in front of everyone, and we were like, this is insane. We were like, this is the most embarrassing thing that we've ever had to do. And
Wow.
to this day, that dude who I went to high school with, like 6 months ago, randomly tweeted it out and was like, don't feel bad about anything in your adult life or what's going on right now, because when I was in high school, I had to do a pantomime to honor the astronauts that were fallen as a result of the... And I was like, it came back to my memory because I truly had blocked it out. And I was like, this is the most humiliating thing. And then I clicked on the tweet because he mentioned me in it, and I was like going to reply and make a joke about it. He had deleted the tweet, I think, because of his shame that he felt.
He just felt like, this needs to stay with me and my...
Exactly.
And I can't...
Yeah.
This doesn't need...
It doesn't need any more eyeballs on it. But
Dude,
anyway.
I think the cringe that created in the past, I think I just felt it.
Dude, yeah, that's why I'm very immune to cringe. I don't have like the right barometer for it. I was raised in the dark. Like,
all right, so
Bane.
do either of you...
Wait. Last question before you move on to that. I just have one more question. Do you have footage of that?
If I do, I swear to God, I will find it. I swear to God,
Okay.
I will look and I will find it. I think. Listen, I think Jared may have footage, and I
I need it.
absolutely.
Oh
will.
my word!
I need that.
Well,
in
that'll
my
be a
heart.
Patreon exclusive, which you can access at patreon.com/thevalley.
Okay, go ahead, Joe.
Okay, my follow-up is, do either of you remember the scenes that you chose for any of your moments at these festivals?
That's good.
Oh yeah.
What did you do, John?
I did a duo musical one with this girl, this musical theater girl in my department, Texas public school theater department. Very
Prestigious.
Whatever.
prestigious.
Best of the best.
But we did this 5-minute song called "A Stud and a Babe," and at this point, I'm like a mega virgin, like just had my first kiss on stage. And so we're doing this thing where we're like, it's like very sexual. It's for like 40-year-old divorcees. That's what we are supposed to be playing. And we're just on a first date after having divorced other people.
I love
and we're
it.
like,
It's shameless.
I'm
It's-
ready to get back out there. Yeah.
Wait, how old were
And
you?
It was my junior year of high school.
Okay.
So I was like 16.
Okay.
And it was like, in those moments, that was when I kind of got like action, because
Yeah.
I'm like an actor playing a role, but it's like kind of sexy. And I don't know if that's cool to say.
It's cool.
But, like,
I'm gonna say it.
high schoolers.
It's cool.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
It was like sexy. It's like, oh, I'm getting to like rub up on this girl in this scene.
You're getting it's the easiest way.
Yeah.
You don't have to go through the awkwardness of getting there as a person. You get to pretend and still do it.
Right. And also, I was discouraged from ever exploring any kind of like dating or sexual scenario with anyone, because I was like a staunch Christian with a pastor father.
Amen.
So I was like, well, I'm an actor and this is a school assignment, so I'm going to get rock hard for this.
Right.
And that's
Because that's
just
the
that,
most
Dad.
action.
Dad,
Yeah.
I had to
Yeah.
have sex with her. It was in the stage directions.
What kind of pastor?
It was
John?
implied reading between the lines.
What kind of pastor? John?
It's how I interpreted the scene.
What
Dad.
kind of pastor?
He was evangelical free Bible church. It's like smaller churches that kind of interpret the Bible in different ways. I don't know. Kind of Baptist-ish.
Dude, you and Elliot are way too similar. Elliot, tell him
Wow.
what you did growing up.
I grew up Pentecostal. I was baptized in the Holy Spirit, John. I grew up during the Holy Laughter Revival. This is all just ground. This is all just territory.
Damn, we're just unlocking all sorts of secrets today.
It does feel a little bit like truly repressed memories are now coming back, and I don't like it.
No, I love that you guys are connecting in that way, because I'm always fascinated by... I grew up a Catholic boy in the Catholic Church, Hispanic family, very Catholic. And so I have my own experiences there, not as, I'd say, conservative as maybe Baptist or you know, Elliot, whatever your weird thing was. But yeah, like I just think
right.
that... I'm just kidding. But like, I'm so
you're
curious
right.
about those experiences, especially now living in LA and working in this industry and seeing the things and done the things we've done. Like, what would happen if the things that you have done at this point in your life, what if you could go back in time and tell that thespian, that young thespian, what you were going to be doing in your life as an adult? Like, even the craziest things.
John.
Man. He'd be shocked. He would be so sad.
Would he be scared?
I'd be so scared. Well, because I would go to my younger self, be like, you don't believe in God in the future. And also, you have sex with men. And also, you're not a Republican. I would be shocked. I know.
Like the cross for the...
Welcome to the 6 o'clock news. We have the Texas 6 o'clock news. We have a breaking story. Time traveler comes back and younger self murders said older self for sinning. Complete murder.
Hey, you know that thing that you think is absolutely unequivocally wrong?
Yeah.
That's you.
That's your whole life.
That's it.
Do you think that if you did that, this would be a cool movie. If you did that, would it make you change at that age to make sure you didn't become that person?
I would try my damnedest, but this is nurture or nature, not nurture.
Yeah.
Like I could not will myself to believe other things. Right. That just won't happen.
It's just you're right.
Yeah.
It's just life experience.
We're just talking about the movie Looper, but it's the movie Looper that Joseph Gordon-Levitt actually wanted to make.
Yeah.
It's all musical theater.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a very sweet movie.
Elliot, what would your little young thespian do if you learned about your future?
Man.
Hey guys, welcome to the ad portion of the Valleycast. I hope you're enjoying this very special episode with Jon Cozart. I love him. Anyway, as you get into the swing of things, this fall you get back to normal life. I'm here to tell you about Bespoke Post, you guys, and the brand new seasonal box of awesome collection that they have for dudes as well as me, and how wonderful it is. We've talked about Bespoke Post before, you guys know. I love them very much. They're one of the few sponsors we have that gives me items that I just keep forever and ever, and I don't have many things because I don't like having them, but many of the things I do have, they're Bespoke Post and Box of Awesome and cool ashtrays, cool stuff that makes you feel like a cool dude. You know how to be a cool dude. You know how to be a cool dude. If you're interested in being a cool dude, if you know someone who wants to be a cool dude, Box of Awesome is for you. Whether it's gear to upgrade your autumn craft beers or cozy threads for when the temperature drops, Bespoke Post only sends guys the best stuff every month. No matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear, Box of Awesome has collections for every single part of your life. So to get started, you can take a quiz over at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right Box of Awesome for you, and it's so nice. It's like just gifts that you wish people would get you, and you don't know how to say, like, hey, you know, cool stuff. You can't really say that because they don't know what that means. Box of Awesome pretty much knows what it means. It's free to sign up, and you can skip a month or cancel at any time. They're not going to hold you down. You know how they know life is crazy right now. So each box costs about $45, but you get over $70 worth of goodies inside. That's just called a good deal. So get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code Valleycast at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code Valleycast. boxofawesome.com, code Valleycast for 20% off your first box, and you should definitely do it. It's really fun, and this is the only ad, so this is just me and you hanging out now, and I hope you're doing well, but let's move past this. Let's get back to the conversation because it's really good, and I love you guys, and thank you very much for watching this and listening to this, and I hope you're doing great. Bye.
You know, I think about this a fair amount.
Do you really? I don't think about it at all.
Because the thing that's weird to think is, I've talked about this with other folks who grew up Catholic but never bought into the whole thing. There's a weird thing when you buy into it that I don't know how I would take it, and I don't think it would go well. I think I would feel it would give me a sense of failure. It would be like, oh, you backslid in some way because
you were.
But other people who were in my church probably believed it very loosely, and they were able to adjust really easily. But I bought it lock, stock, and barrel. So I would be like. I'd be like, sweet, cool beard. I'd be like, I'm glad that worked out. You were able to grow some hair. And then everything else.
And then you show him a picture of your girlfriend. Like, here's your girlfriend in 2020.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
I'd be like, I'll do everything. I'm not going to change anything. Okay.
Yeah,
great.
yeah. See, that's what I would do.
But then your young guy would go, okay, well, that's good. And then you go, well, it's post-divorce. And you'd be like, no!
Yeah. I'd be like,
see, that's my thing. Like,
skip that whole part.
If I had to go back and tell my young Catholic, like at the height of my Catholic belief, like that I one day would do all the things that I did, including talk about getting a sex toy stuck inside of my butt on Comedy Central, I think I would still end it with, here's a picture of your girlfriend, though. And then I'd be like, fuck yeah, nice.
That is a lot of the criteria of 30-something single men is, what girl could I show my high school self that would make them think I'm doing okay?
All right, I'm going to bring this moment full circle for y'all. Check this out. So John and Elliot, pretty similar high school experiences with the theater and the religion. Steve, Catholic. Myself, I grew up, no religion, super sinner for sure. No theater, none of that. Just a jock up in Montana playing football and baseball and all that stuff. I go to
video games.
And video games. And then I go to college, which is a Catholic institution, Jesuits, go Gonzaga, and I find theater and improv and fall into it like my sophomore year. We just didn't have it in high school. I was always kind of interested, fell into it in college. I also attended theater festivals. I got an Irene Ryan Award in college for my role as Matthew Poncelet in in Dead Man Walking. Is that the right character? I think it is. And I went to the Irene, the festival that they do in colleges, and I did the competition thing, and I also was really fucking bad, and I would never want anybody to ever see it.
Whoa, wait,
man.
but there.
I bet it was good.
Oh
yeah.
no, did not.
Maybe.
No. I wasn't.
That's the thing about.
I was not.
But college. No.
Wait.
Man, I feel like high school theater is always cringy. College theater only sometimes.
Yes, I would
guess
agree with
that's
that.
true, yeah.
There's some talented people because people are really starting to figure it out. One of the people that I was doing a scene with was Luke Baratz, who was is an actual good actor and gets it and is next level. And I just remember doing a scene with him and being like, I'm really fucking this up for you. And I'm real sorry.
Dude,
I'm the not good one.
Yeah.
In acting.
listen, I have an idea. Let's do a video that's like it's us, and then we get our our other talented friends to come in and show off something from their past, like some kind of college performance or some kind of sketch you made when you were a teenager or something, and we just look at that, because I need to see shit of you acting in college, Joe, and I need to see you doing that fucking memorial interpretive dance tribute. Elliot.
Desperately need
It's a
to see
literal
this.
interpretive dance. Dude. That's so fun. That is
And John, I have to see your sexy high school
a stunning babe.
Yeah, I have to see it. I have to see
Yeah.
it. Like, what?
Me too.
Like, you don't, like, are you guys embarrassed? Like, obviously, you don't want people to see it, but is there a world where you would share it still?
Oh, 100%.
Oh, great. I love that. Well, we got to do that. Joe, come on.
Yeah.
If I had it, I would show it. I've got dance performances from when I was. Oh, that's my curveball. When I was in 5th grade, I joined ballet and jazz and modern dance for 3 years because I.
Oh my
saw-
gosh, you're so well rounded.
I saw girls
Yeah.
and they were like, "Hey," I was like, "Hey, what is this thing with all the girls?" And she was like, "This is dance." And also, I'll let you do it for free because you're a guy. So I did 3 years of free dance training in Montana because I was a dude, and I loved it. It was great.
I don't
That is
want to
cool.
see I don't want to see that.
I desperately want to see it.
I don't want to make jokes about a 5th grade Joe doing a beautiful dance.
And no, they're not beautiful, but they are funny. You could definitely make jokes.
I mean, I think you need to chronicle because I mean, you don't know if you own any of those. You don't know if those are at your, with your dad or anything like that.
I have them.
Oh, you have them? Okay, great. Because I was going to say, because I would go down the fucking rabbit hole and chronicle all of that. Vlog yourself, calling your old high school buddy and being like, do you have any footage of us fucking around in school or whatever, or in a musical or something? You could really dig this shit out. It would be really fun, I think.
John and Elliot and Steve, I know you've had a little bit of past with
That's
it
correct.
with the Rocky Horror Hipster show that you just did.
Oh, yeah.
Do you guys miss it? I know that I miss live theater, and if there was a world where it made sense financially for my family and whatever, I would love to do a musical or jump back into a play if I had the time and whatnot. Like, how do you guys feel about that? Is that a world you want to get back into?
Oh yeah, I'm so nostalgic for that kind of stuff. And honestly, this what did I do?
Your Trump video.
Yeah, I was gonna say if Trump was Hitler, but it was Hamilton. Trump wasn't Hamilton. Like, but doing the dances, like, that wasn't written. We just started shooting, and I was like, what if we started dancing? And then the whole thing is now me dancing, just because I wanted to, and I desperately just want to do theater. I just love it. But yeah, I was so pragmatic, and I was like, I'm never going to theater school. I would never get a job. And at that point, I wasn't a YouTuber, so I was just like, I'm gonna be pragmatic, go to film school. But I regret it because I wish I could dance and did take dance and stuff like that and would be on stage. That's why I was like, we should get like a group of YouTubers together and take a show on the road that is kind of theatrical. I've always wanted to do that.
Shit.
Hello.
Dude, I just got goose pimples from that.
I'll do Death of a
Hello.
Salesman. I'm not gonna do that.
Well, listen, it would be ridiculous of me to not bring up that, John, you were Tesla in our Benjamin Franklin Time Traveler musical. Remember that?
You would be remiss.
It would be remiss.
No, that shit was awesome.
'Cause I'm Alexander Hamilton.
That shit is awesome.
That
It's
was
one of the best videos on YouTube. IMHO. Like, Nikola Tesla.
I know that you did enjoy it. I know this isn't just smoke, because I remember way back in the day you were like, dude, I love this. This is great.
It was such a fun shoot. It was
fun.
so goofy too.
Well, that was me doing, like, because I was in like a few high school productions. I didn't go to college. I dropped out of high school. So I did like a couple of high school productions, and then I almost was Seymour on Little Shop, and then my grades were so bad that I didn't get to do it, and then I just like dumped all of my musical theater dreams into the trash. And then years and years and years later, I did the Ben Franklin Time Traveler musical thing, because I was like, I want to make a musical, or at least a bit of a musical, and get all my talented friends in it, and that's what that was. But I still, like, Rocky Horror Hipster Show happened like so long ago, it feels like, but that was like the taste after Ben Franklin for me, and now I'm like, please John Cozart, let's go on the road with a big
Let's hit the effing road.
Yes.
Honestly, if there was any way we could take 25 people in a giant bus and make any money, I would do it.
Dude,
The problem is it would cost $1 million.
That's the
We'll
other
do
thing,
that,
yeah.
but we're all gonna be like in our 50s and 60s when that happens. Because it's not like we're gonna turn 50 and 60 and be like, I remember those people. We're all still gonna be like, you're tired, right? By that's when it happens, I think.
Yeah, but I still got to get a video up by Friday.
I remember, oh God, we'd have to put all that shit on hold if we did a tour or something. But I remember back in the SourceFed days, I remember, because, you know, Trisha Hirschberger, name drop, she's like a huge musical theater nerd, and her husband Nate like did a bunch of musical theater and was like Jesus and Jesus Christ Superstar, and like
is Jesus.
He's Jesus, yeah. She married Jesus, but they're big musical theater people. And I remember there was a time at SourceFed, in the SourceFed nerd days, way back in the day, where people were just like, Steve, you got to try to do musical theater. Like, people were always trying to push me to do more musical stuff. And I remember talking to Trisha one time seriously about, like, okay, what would happen if I left like the digital world and just went to like New York or something and just focused on musical theater, like went to school, did all the training, went to auditions like a crazy maniac? Like, is that something that you think is a viable thing to do? And she was like, it's so much work. It will be the rest of your life. There's hardly any money in it. Even when you make it into the big productions, there's hardly any money in it. And it's just like endless fucking hard work. And it's just because it's like night after night after night, you're doing these like hour-long, 2-hour-long
Twice on the
musical,
weekends, twice on Sundays.
And it's like, look, you gotta want it more than anything in the world, I think. And I was like, nope, it's not for me. But I still have that, like, I still want to do it. I still want to try it, but it's just like too late, I think, at this point for me, you know?
Man, your best bet is just finding avenues in your current job where you can do it.
Exactly.
And that's honestly, like, you should do that anyways if you're gonna go to like be on Broadway. they're putting a lot of YouTubers on Broadway.
That's true.
Like
Colleen,
and then the hot kids with their shirts off. I don't remember their names.
Darren Criss did. Yeah.
Have you guys seen Hot Kids? It's on Broadway.
Gosh, what is that kid's name? It's gonna really bug me. He was just one of those, the original hot guy with no talent, like the original guy.
I have
Hasselhoff. Dave Hasselhoff.
Who's the guy from American Idol?
Wasn't he on
No, he's saying
Clay
a
Aiken?
Are you saying a YouTuber? Like a
YouTuber, yeah.
Bart
You're
Baker?
asking us to name a YouTuber with no talent?
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't say being hot isn't a talent.
You're such a mean
honestly,
bitch.
Right? No, but I will say, being a hot, straight guy who just is hot, and that's what he does, like those cringy TikToks,
Yes.
that is a skill. Like, being able to not look at yourself in the way that people who cringe at you,
Yes.
but instead you're looking at yourself through, like, the 12-year-old's eyes. That's amazing. I'm not trying to dog it.
I used to think that was like a lack of, or like a less self-awareness, but now I think it's like transcends self-awareness into like zero fucks, and that's like way better than any of that.
I think
Like,
it's somewhere in between.
Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it's a zero. I think there's there's no way.
Whatever points you earned saying all that shit, you could have. That's
listen, you can tell. I think I have an interesting point to make. You can tell when people are not self-aware, and that's the reason why they're like able to do cringy shit and it works for them. But then there's the people you can tell who are self-aware and are still doing that shit, and it's like that person must have reached a level of no fucks that I can never comprehend.
That is not who Jon Cozart on the Valleycast today is talking about. There's no way.
He's talking about Bart Baker.
Oh, Bart.
Is Bart Baker the guy who does the parodies?
Yeah.
Man, I remember there was a parody panel. Believe it or not, there was a parody panel at Playlist Live, and he wasn't included on it, and he had a freaking fit, and he replied to all of us on Twitter like, "Oh, a parody panel without me? Great panel." And I was just like, "Who are you? What are you?"
Damn.
He's like,
hey, who gives a shit about any of this?
I was like, you are so in this right
what
now.
if that was what Weird Al was like? What if Weird Al was just a petulant, like, fucking whiny child?
Dude, actually, he's not, but he totally tweeted about Mel Gibson's new movie, Fat Guy, or what is it called?
Yeah.
Fat Man? Yeah, because he's
that is.
like, Mel Gibson's doing a movie about a Santa, he's like playing a Santa Claus that's like being hunted by someone or something. I don't know the whole
It's
story.
like the night
but-
Santa went crazy.
Right, it's like the night Santa went crazy or whatever, and this other like fat thing that Weird Al did, and he's like, "Oh, is Mel Gibson just making the intellectual property Weird Al the intellectual property movie?" But I think he's doing it in a cheeky way because he's not like that at all.
I love him
But-
so much. I love him
know.
so much.
I have.
pretty funny.
Yeah.
For Weird Al to go after Mel Gibson in any way,
And he's so smart, and all of his comedy is so like calculated. So I feel like there's something more there.
I want to jump into some of these.
but how are you,
these-
John? No, okay.
Well, let's do that. Let's jump into a couple patron questions because John, you said you went to film school. I know you're a bit of a film buff. That's why you're on Movie Game. So Shane Austin asks all of us, but we'll let you start, John. Favorite film that you either rediscovered recently after not liking it the first time around, or that you were recommended to watch by someone else?
Ooh. Last night, I got baked, and I watched Midsummer, the director's cut. And
There's more? No!
No, the
there's
director's
20
cut's supposed to be
minutes.
better. It's supposed to be better.
I mean, it doesn't change a whole hell of a lot, but when the first time I watched that movie, I loved Hereditary, so I was coming into it like, Hereditary, and it wasn't that. And on the second time watching it, I was like ready to just be bored, but it was more interesting, I think. After knowing the plot points and knowing where the movie is going, I was just like totally taken in. And also, I think the weed helped. I will say. I don't know if
Probably.
y'all talk about cannabis on the pod.
Oh,
on the
we talk
Valley
about it
pod.
all the time.
We have a
talk-
cannabis sponsor.
We do
Oh
have a
my
cannabis
gosh.
sponsor.
Easy.
Wow, that's great. Anyways, Midsommar I loved because I just think it's a weird movie that like it's not weird in terms of the content. It is obviously weird in terms of the content, like weird incest orgies and like pubes and stuff. Cults. But like all that aside, like the movie making is really strange. It's like you don't get movies that are this slow and like sumptuous and like moody a lot because it's effing 2.5 hours and then the director's cuts 3 hours. I just like that it's like that, so I don't know if I'd recommend it, but I liked it.
I totally agree because I can't think of the director's name for some reason, but the imagery in that movie is
Ari Aster.
There you go. I almost said it and I was like, maybe that's not it,
But you didn't.
I didn't, and I fucking blew it. But the visuals, man, the visuals in that movie are so incredible, and it's refreshing to see. And then you see it, and then later on, people talk about how like, ooh, did you see in the background? Because like, I won't spoil too much, but there's someone who passes away early in the movie, who dies early in the movie, and then later on, there's like a wide shot of like this area or whatever, and the trees are like in the shape of the dead body of the person who died.
I didn't see that. That's cool.
And it's like
Got chills.
dude, it's fucking incredible. And I love it when movies do that. They take the convention and they twist it and they go, I'm gonna make something different. I'm gonna make these visuals something people have never seen on screen before. And I really love that.
There's some great shot composition in that movie for sure.
Yes, like the long takes, and then there's like racking focus, and then like he's just kind of a master at like a long take, like shoving as much information into that as possible. And also it's like there's not a place where you can pause that movie to be like, okay, time to go do something else. Like we were trying to pause it so we could get chips and dip and maybe re-up a little bit, and we were having the toughest time pausing it because every frame is just filled with so much to look at. And that's like a fun movie. It's not like assaulting you like it's TikTok the movie. It's like, no, just live in this creepy place for a while. And it's pretty.
You think you're going into, because of Hereditary, you think you're going into a little bit more of a classic experience as far as horror goes. And that includes, I think, lighting, mood lighting when it comes to that. And that movie is so fucking bright. And just like there's light everywhere. They're not hiding anything. They're just like everything is here. You can see it. When bad shit happens, you can see it. There's nothing hiding in the shadows in that movie.
What a cool concept.
It's such a cool concept. Yeah, dude, you need to see Third Day. Have you heard of that?
No.
It's an HBO series. It's incredible.
Cool. I'm gonna check
dude,
that
Elliot,
out for sure.
Please see it. Everybody see it. It's Jude Law. And it's very Midsummer. Oh
my gosh, I love Jude Law.
Dude, Jude Law is just...
Steve, did you try Utopia?
Alana watched it, and I walked in and saw her watching it sometimes, and it looks beautiful, and it looks like a great show. I'm going to watch it, but it's not?
I thought I think it's pretty bad. I gave it like 2 episodes, but I had really high hopes. The writing is... I'd be curious your opinion on it because the writing to me was very.
Oh
wait,
shit!
This isn't
that's
the one
Gillian
with,
Flynn.
Maybe it gets better because
the one with Zendaya.
No, that's Euphoria.
Damn it! That's what I was thinking of.
This
Never
is
mind.
like Rainn Wilson and and Rainn Wilson and John Cusack. So that's where I'm at.
Damn, no good though, huh? Yeah, watch Third Day though if you want something real good. Yeah, please.
I love Jude Law because he's the only celebrity that I know, celebrity man, who's like, I'm going bald and I'm just not going to do anything about it.
Yeah.
And he's just like balding. And I'm like, thank goodness for you, man. Good for you.
Especially
we
since
need
he's
so
like,
much more of that.
Good for him.
Yeah. And he's like a sex symbol. Like he's totally like one of the sexiest men alive. And he's just letting it go natural. I love that.
What we were saying on the stream when we were talking about Jude Law is that I feel like that dude is he's just an amazing actor. Has the presence, so he's an actor, but he's also a star, very much like Brad Pitt. Brad Pitt's a movie star and a movie actor. So is Jude Law, and he's beautiful. Like he is a frickin' movie star. You see him and you go, I will give you $100 if you can name a movie he's ever been bad in. And you'll go, I guess I don't get $100 because he's so fucking good in everything that he does.
I think that a lot of people would argue AI, but I
no
love
AI. He's great.
Oh, me too.
But
It's great.
Him being
I would
good in
argue-
it is different than it being good, right? Which is a trick.
I love that.
Yeah,
movie.
actually, you're right. Yeah. Did
I
y'all
love
see
it.
Captain Marvel?
Yes.
Did you like him in Captain Marvel? That one I was like, okay, we don't.
Man,
need
he's
that.
forgettable. I forgot he was even
Very
in
forgettable.
that.
Shit,
Yeah.
now I owe everybody $100.
Sorry, dude. Here's my Venmo at John
Yeah.
Cozart.
I totally forgot he was even in that. Bummer.
Do you guys have any movies that answer the question that I asked
I couldn't
previously?
think of it. Because I don't really rediscover. I mean, I guess I watched. I don't really rewatch movies I didn't like,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
and I don't understand the second part of the question, or
just
what's a
basically
favorite film that you were recommended to watch by someone else?
Yeah, I mean, basically, it's like, is there a movie that you've watched recently that really did it for you? It's kind of what we're at.
I'm really in the new season of Fargo. I will say that, but I love all the Fargos.
Was that with Chris Rock? Is it good? Is it great?
I like it a lot. It's very fun.
Is he? Do you feel like you're watching Chris Rock play Chris Rock as a detective, or are you watching a detective played by Chris Rock,
He's not a detective.
or whatever he is?
Gotcha.
It's all good. It's all good. It's a little. He's Chris Rock doing his thing, but it works within the context of everything. I haven't been. It doesn't take me out of it. You know how Fargo is. It's so stupid. Half of it's so stupid and goofy that it like takes you out of the intensity of everything that's happening. It's wonderful.
I'll go. The Boys. The Boys
Boys is
just
great.
finished, and The Boys is done. Season 2 is done, and it was a fucking amazing finale.
So good.
I don't want to watch it because that means
I
it's
know.
over.
It made me sad. It made
I
me
don't
sad.
like that. I got an answer for you. Watched it last night with Jackson. I rewatched The Land Before Time.
No.
And this movie is filled with so much sadness and so much beauty with a score that lifts it up to like the heights. It is an amazing flick, and it made me realize we as a society, we as people, do not appreciate the work and efforts of Don Bluth enough. That motherfucker is great, and we should love him more.
Yeah, and I think like that movie.
Hold on. Wait a minute. Is this okay? Okay, hold on. Was that what your tweet was about, Don Bluth?
Yeah.
Okay. Because up until this moment, I thought you were referring to the dude from Arrested Development, like the dad. And I was like, is he? I truly, dude, I thought that was a political comment about Trump. I was like, Joe's tweeting about Trump again. He's talking about the banana
Joe's
stand or whatever is in Arrested
No.
Development.
Land Before
Whoa.
Time to Trump. No, Don Bluth is like
Holy
All Dogs
moly.
Go to Heaven, The Secret of Nim.
Secret of Nim.
Thumbelina, I think, is one of them. Dragon's
Tragic,
Lair.
like tragic children movies.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty
really
much. And I
sad.
think there was kind of like almost an I wouldn't say an obsession, but there was certainly like a boom of dramatic animated movies in the late 80s, early 90s. And I feel like Land Before Time is totally one of those. American Tail is another one of those.
Yeah.
Lot of tears in American Tail. But Land Before Time, I feel like there's a lot of cursed stuff surrounding that movie, right?
The girl that played Ducky.
Yeah.
She
Everybody
was
We
knows
don't
this.
gotta go into all that.
Yeah.
Why
Bad
not?
stuff.
No, I'm just
No.
kidding.
You guys hear about Anton Yelchin?
Okay.
Oh no!
No.
But yeah,
Anyway,
Land Before
thanks for
Time.
joining us, John.
But Land Before Time is a good one, huh?
Yeah, the score of it is amazing, and I realized that if you put the score of A Land Before Time, like it's the part that's always under the sad stuff. If you put that under the sad stuff of any other movie, it's going to make it infinitely sadder, even if it already has a sad score. It's just a good flick. It's a good movie.
Dude, I watched Addams Family, the first Addams Family, the Addams Family movie.
Good movie.
And I hadn't, dude. It's just, it's just so good. The fact that it exists, how strange and bizarre it is, for a time that it came out too. It's just, I love it so much.
Okay, one more and then we'll go because we're at an hour and I don't want to keep John too much
All right,
longer.
let's do
But
it.
we have a very John-specific question. Ian Cole says, what have John's experiences recording with Pomplemousse been like? The Katy Perry
gosh.
Gorillaz Manu Chao mashup is one of my favorites of theirs. He has a great voice.
Damn, how sweet. Y'all know Pomplemousse, right?
I didn't, but I looked it up after I saw the question. They're great.
I don't know Pomplemousse.
Oh my gosh, how do you not know Pomplemousse? They are like internet 1.0.
I'm gonna look them up
like
right now.
real old school. But they're like musicians that I just have been obsessed with since they came out with like a Beyonce cover of Single Ladies like 12 years ago or something ridiculous.
Nice.
But anyways, I don't know. I could not talk. I could talk like for hours and hours about how awesome they are. They're really good people. Jack Conte is the CEO of Patreon, and he also started Pomplemousse. So like he's been a creator. Yeah, so he's like an extremely creative and talented musician, and he went to like Berkeley or whatever. And yeah, he's just badass. Anyways, and then his wife, they're married now. His wife, Natalie Dawn, is also a musician, and she arranged all that. But it's like it's hard to talk about specifically because it's just working with them is amazing. Like they arrange things with a full like 5-piece orchestra and like 5-piece string section and like bass, guitar, piano, and they arrange it in like a day and then shoot it in a day. And they're doing this with like really advanced covers of these songs. Anyways, I just think they're massively spectacular and talented.
Me gustan los aviones, me gustas tú. Me gusta viajar, me gustas tú.
And also very sweet people. They've never ever been anything but too kind to me. Where I was I didn't earn this. They have a Joe Beretta quality in that way.
Oh, Joe.
Look, I orchestrate so much awesome musical covers. You guys just don't ever see them. So shut up.
Were you nervous working with them? Were you like?
I was super nervous.
Were you nervous?
Were you nervous? Like, was it? Because there's always that like initial like I've never. I mean, I guess I've had very few moments where I've gotten to work with someone who like they were like an inspiration to me, you know, and it's like. I can't even imagine what a collaboration like that must be like. Were you like throwing up the day before, or were you like?
Yeah, I was just shitting myself, honestly. The whole thing is terrifying. I mean, working with anyone, collaborating is not my thing necessarily because I just like to be working in isolation and obsessed with every aspect of the thing. So like going in and being like, okay, we've got half an hour to learn these harmonies. We're going to shoot this and record it. And I was just like, just thrown into it. And I kept feeling like I was letting them down. And I was like, I'm letting you down in my head. But obviously I couldn't tell them that because they're working as hard as they possibly can already. So I'm like, by the way, can you take care of me emotionally? Because I emotionally am not here. So yeah, the whole thing was a mess. But no, they're so insanely, ridiculously talented and sweet. And yeah, I was horrified. The whole thing.
Did it like? Did you find that there was a moment where you were like, "Oh, they're so sweet and kind that like my anxiety is now down here. Like I'm feeling more comfortable now," or was it just like high tension?
It was always high tension because regardless of what's going on with them, like I still have to perform, and them being nice isn't going to change me sucking. So that was really the anxiety was real. It truly was.
It's so interesting that you say you're not much of a collaborator. Because you've got so many good ones out there. It kind of blows my mind a little bit. Do you consider yourself a musician?
No.
No? You just happen to be musician adjacent.
No, it's like I'm a musician in the way that the guys who came up with the Folgers, the best part of waking up, like they're musicians. I'm a musician. No, I'm like I feel like I'm like I guess I'm a musician, but like not of the variety that like I'm not an artist for sure, musical artist. But I don't want to be dismissive of what I do because that's such a boring take.
All right, the final 10 minutes of this podcast is John has to compliment himself for 10 minutes.
Yeah. All right, well, guys, let's wrap this up. John, what a goddamn honor it was to have you on our little podcast.
It was a bit of a Johnner. I got a big old raging Johnner right now.
I did too.
I hate that, man.
But really, thank you for coming, man. This was so awesome. Just shooting this shit with you was really fun. It felt like we were normal humans for a second. and not being crushed by the weight of politics and
Why? What's going on? What's happening right now? Is there something going on?
We'll talk about it afterwards. But thank you guys for listening to the show. We had an awesome time. Obviously, if you'd like to become a patron of the Valleyfolk, you can go to patreon.com/Valleyfolk. But you know what? That's not the important part. John, where can people find you, and where can people love on you?
Ooh.
And what kind of plugs do you got? You want to plug anything?
Yeah, I just released a video on my main channel, youtube.com/paint. That's the only place to find me on the internet, really. And that's once every 2 years.
It's a good video. Go watch it.
Yeah. I'm also like in the midst of making more Hamilton parodies right now, trying to get them out before the election. So we'll see. So that's where you can find it.
Guys, Jon Cozart is back for like 2 weeks and then he's gone again. So get him while
Later,
he's here.
bitches. Yeah.
Get him now.
Get them while they're hot. All right, John. Well, thank you so much. Thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for some more stuffs, and we're kicking into high gear on a lot of cool things. And, whatever. We're just working. We're grinding. We're making it work. We're trying to stay above the water level and not drown. And we appreciate you all for listening.
After this video, go check out John in our movie game Part 1 and Part 2. Just came out.
And he plays Tesla in the new Benjamin Franklin.
In the brand new musical.